And again, Jesse, this is a sacrilege because you're making fun of something sacred. Now, she says, I've been in here for 25 years as a politician. I never, want to embarrass any religion. Look what I did. You know what she did in Michigan for the Muslims? She took laws out so that they can ring their bells at 3 a.m. for calling people to prayer. So she see how liberal she is? Well, yeah, she is with the Muslims, but when it comes to our Catholics, no, she mocks us. So I just want to just say that she apologized. Why? You know why, Jesse? Pressure was put on her. That's why.
Absolutely. And Terry, and let's just be honest. She knows who to go after and who not to go after. Catholics, we don't have a history of violence.
No, we don't.
Catholics, you don't see Catholic nuns and priests and religious wearing bombs under their cassocks or habits and going to airports or restaurants and blowing themselves up and other people. We don't have, people know that Catholics don't operate like that, but people do know that in Islam, there is that propensity for violence. So of course, she's going to back down when she sees that pushback. But she knows Catholics are a religion of peace. Why? We don't follow Muhammad. We follow Jesus Christ, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, the Prince of Peace. And so, again, the Democrats know, Terry, whose buttons to push and who's not to push. But again, they just got a history of anti-Catholicism. Just look at Kamala Harris, who says that people that vote for that are Knights of Columbus shouldn't be appointed to a judicial office as a judge. She just said also that she just basically insulted Columbus Day. She called that a sham holiday. And she said that nobody should celebrate Columbus Day, that's revisionist history. The Democrat Party, Jerry, when Obama is running for president against Mitt Romney, they took a vote in one of their Democrat delegate conventions to take God, the name of God,
I remember that,
out of all government documents.
Yep.
Terry, so and look at how many Catholics right now are sitting in prison. In fact, you know one.
I do.
Sitting in prison for praying in front of abortion clinics, Terry.
Yeah.
How many Catholics have been visited by the FBI, like Mark Houck and many others who have been visited by the FBI because, they like the Latin Mass, they're pro-life, champions, and they're called extremists by the FBI, and they've had their houses invaded with arrest and search warrants. This is all under the Biden-Harris regime, Terry. Yeah. The fact of the matter is they hate Catholics, and anybody that denies that is just blind to this reality.
Well, that's what Catholic Vote pointed out. How else can we interpret other than the mockery of the Catholics of the sacraments of the Holy Communion? I just think that this governor, Democrat in Michigan, is a good example of their party. No, I think that she fits the Democratic politician. And I think that we need to keep that in mind when we vote in a couple weeks for the election of our new president. I keep saying that.
Terry, the other day, during all these terrible storms that hit three red states, they asked Biden, are you going to pray and fast for those states? And you know what he said? He goes, I don't pray and I don't fast, period.
He's honest man.
And he walked away from the cameras. He walked away from
for
the news. Yeah. Okay. He just told him, I don't pray and I don't fast. And he walked away. Leave me alone.
Yep. Well,
Terry, he's
being honest now that he has no election for him. I mean, he's out. So he's going to tell it like it is. I don't pray. I don't fast. Get out of here. Well, but and here's the point again, Jesse, that I'm making. We Catholics, make a large portion of this United States of America. And I'm going to say, if we could get us to vote in unison with our Catholic faith, we wouldn't have a choice. We would have a wonderful situation where we wouldn't vote for pro-abortion, anti-Catholic politicians. But you see what's happened, Jesse, and this is what we keep trying to do, is we want to get people with a high information of Catholics. I talk to people all the time. I was with an attorney. You know what he said to me? Jesse, this is horrible. I was with an attorney last week. He's a Jewish attorney. He's good at what he does. But he heard that, I talked to him about the gospel. He says, you know what about your church? Let me tell you what your church is all about. He says, when I was a younger man, there was a Franciscan priest who was going to the Vatican, and he was a big shot, and he was ordained, and we were friends at the college. He was like a chaplain, and he told me, hey, let's say the guy's name is Mike. Mike, I'd leave the priesthood if you became my husband. What? Yeah, he was a homosexual. He says, what the heck are you doing in your church where you got priests who are trying to hit me up? I'm straight. And I said, Mike, I'm so sorry that happened. But you see, Jesse, this is what we're dealing with. We've become too much like the world in the church, and we need to say, let's get our focus back on Jesus Christ and not on saving the planet. Let's get our focus on saving our souls. I had to say that. I didn't even know I was going to say it, but what do I tell a non-Catholic when he says, your priest was hitting me up to be a homosexual? See, this is the mindset right now in many people in the church. And that's why there's pressure on the Holy Father and on the church to say, come on, let's change our view on homosexuality. There's cardinals who would go right along with that. And I think that's why people like laymen like you and I are not going to succumb to that. We're going to say, no, if it's right 1,000 years ago, it's objective truth. Morality doesn't change. The people who change are people. We need to change and conform to Christ's teachings, not the world's teachings.
Terry, there are some good people that have weighed in on Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah.
Here's this one guy said, he posts on X.
Yeah.
He says, as a Catholic, you see so much of this BS.
Yeah.
You can get numb to it.
Right.
But a governor of a state openly mocking the sacrament of Holy Communion really is over the top. Here's another X post.
Yeah.
Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer feeds a left-wing podcaster a Dorito as if it's the Eucharist while wearing a Kamala Waltz hat. But the word on the street is that J.D. Vance is weird and that MAGA is a cult. Yeah.
Isn't that? Yeah. Up is down and down is up.
Exactly. Here's another post. Sister Mary Joseph Kalor, she's a nun, says, guess it's time for a blasphemous mockery of communion. Michael Knowles for the Daily Wire, very well-known young influencer. He says, quote, more decadent empire behavior from Democrats, this time via Governor Nero of Michigan. That's exactly what she is. Here's Christine Hawkins. She's from Students for Life America. She's the president. She wrote, mocking God and his church, this is what the Democrat Party is now. Christians and Catholics shouldn't vote for or tolerate a political movement whose holiest sacrament is abortion. So there's a lot of
said.
Yeah, she's being inundated, Terry, with social media posts. I know the Catholics in the state of Michigan, they don't feel protected under her.
I hope they vote her out in 2 years.
Yeah, and it would be nice, I'll tell you, it would be nice. This action, I don't know if she's Catholic or not, but if she is, it would be good of the bishops in Michigan and they would come together and publicly excommunicate Whitmer. Somebody's told me that she is Catholic. So,
what? I didn't know that.
So if she is, I'll try to look during the break. That what she did, Terry, would warrant an excommunication.
Of course, that's good medicine. It warns you about about life is short, eternity.